What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's episode 14 of the $10 team. Now, I should have gotten you a video sooner. I do apologize for that because we've gone through a lot here. Now, last video out, we had 8,000. So it looks like we've only spent 500. That has not been the case. There's been a lot of changes. The whole season ended. I think I was like 12-8 at the last update in last season. So that was a week ago. So let's go find out how we did. First off, we made the playoffs. Made the wild card and lost. Promptly lost. I think this opens a browser. I'm not going to go through the whole... Well, and it doesn't really... It shows the standings. I guess I'll have this open to give you some info. So I went 95 and 67, which you did see. I lost in the wild card. Let's see here. Any other information of note? I lost 1-0. Oh my god. Heartbreaker. I looked at the... what's it called? I looked at the box score of it on Sunday, but I don't remember exactly what happened. That sucks, losing 1-0 though. Anything special as far as league leaders that we had? Because this browser tab, by the way, this is a good resource if you want to go look back at the season. It gives you a nice little browser of information, league leaders, who made the All-Star game, etc., etc. So that's pretty good. Let me just see. Do a little Control F, DET. So we had, oh, never mind. I mean, it is working, but it's also showing every Detroit Tigers player. On the league leaders, it also has R3, 3-letter code. So I did see that Scott Podsednik had 59 stolen bases. Orlando Hernandez was third in ERA at 258. He had a good winning percentage. Oh wait, that's somebody else's, Vic Sorrell, who played on Detroit. He had 18 losses. Yikes. Andrew Miller had the most game, well, fourth most games pitched at 68. Cool. And Charlotte's crying. Orlando Hernandez's opponent slug was a league best 322. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, that's how last season went. It was a pretty good season overall. Obviously, 95 and 68 is good. I'll tell you that we had a 103 and 59 team in the division that beat us. Like, we were never really in the division race, to be honest. They got out to a big lead, and it was over after that. Not even, that was the best team in our division, or in our conference. There was a 102 and 60 and a 91 and 71. If we'd have been in the Central, we'd have won that division. We were the third best record, but of course we get a wild card. We draw a tough team, the Cabot Cove 9, who went 92 and 70, and they nip us 1-0. So that's how 2025 ended up. I'm trying to think. At last blow, we had 8 Gs. Like I said, I've spent way more than 500. Let's just look at the team, and I guess you'll kind of recognize that. That's lame, though. Let me see if I can do this. Let's go back. Let us go back. So on Monday, now I did the video after Monday. I probably already had Scherzer and Otsuka because they were there for the full season. Got a Bill Doran, Bip Roberts, Kirk Gibson. I think these were all on stream, or on video, I should say, with the Miller, Wilbur Wood, Kirk Gibson. That was making some big moves because I recorded that a week ago, and like I said, we were like 12 and 8, so it would have been Monday night. It might have been during the day. I might have bought these guys later. Either way, that's a lot of moves. Let's keep going. I copped a Dan Herron for the club, and I'm going to go show the team, obviously. I got a Juan Guzman, and let's see, I got Ray Searage, bought Wilcie Moore, Ian Anderson. Your boy been making moves, y'all. Telling you. And that's it. So, we're caught up. So I spent all that, but we're still only 500 less than we had last time. Let's go to the pitching first. This is fresh for me. I haven't looked at how I've been doing this season, or today thus far. I looked at yesterday, but not today. Today being Tuesday the 5th. So, yikes. Orlando's struggling a bit. Guzman's been brutal. The other three have been good. Wood, Herron, and Maeda, they're doing their thing. Bullpen's been a mixed bag. Lugo beasting. Andrew Miller and Tyler Glasnow, awful. Otsuka and Anderson, solid. And then Moore, Pomeranz, and Scherzer, Again, mixed bag. Let's see what Pomeranz. See, I'm gonna move Pomeranz into a specialist role. You can maybe get some setup work. See what Moore's been up to. Oh, he's killing lefties. He had a great season last year. He was awesome. That was a nice pickup. I know he's SP, but he's 49 stamina. I feel like he's better as a reliever. As you can see, I got him late, so I only got 19 2/3. I'd like him to be a high volume guy. I mean, he's already got 19 2/3. Come over here. And then this Scherzer, obviously, is also a starter that I've got in the bullpen. What are you crying about? You got eye bugs. I'll scratch them out for you. You're all right. Don't ever try to lick me. So yeah, we got him for 50 innings last year. He had a 4.86 ERA. It's 2.0 home run rate. That's the problem. This 50 movement is an issue with this Scherzer, and I don't know if he can stay. You know what? He might need to be moved to the specialist role as well. We're going to try that for a couple days. Put him as the versus right-handers. Because we got enough here with Moore, Anderson, Otsuka, the double stoppers, and the closer that I think will be fine. I'll move Anderson into more of a middle relief role. Because then he can get innings. He's got some stamina. I mean, these future legends though, they don't have great stamina for starting. Obviously, they can do something in the bullpen, but you know, you don't want to overexert them. So that's what the pitching's looking like. Honestly, I'm not too worried about this. It's off to a little bit of a bumpy start, but I don't really see anything that suggests making aggressive moves. You know, there's nobody with those are batting averages. Let's see BABIPs. So we got some high BABIPs there. And again, that's something to look at. If your guys' skills are good, right? If you're looking at strikeout to walk ratio, well, you can look at FIP too, which is fielding independent pitching, which takes their raw skills and turns it into an ERA. It puts it on the ERA scale. And if you see a guy whose FIP is much better than his ERA, he's probably pitching pretty well and maybe has a little bit of bad luck. Now, sometimes bad luck is of your own making, meaning it's not necessarily bad luck, but it will smooth out just the same. For example, it's not necessarily bad luck that Tyler Glasnow's given up a 3.8 homer per 9 rate. In real life, I'd go kind of review that guy's film and be like, he's putting center cut heaters all over the place and they're getting clobbered 440 feet. Not really unlucky. At the same time, a cluster of 7 home runs and 16 2/3 from a known good pitcher is unlikely to last. So the luck part is that it's kind of an umbrella term, but it incorporates the idea of a return to skill level at the same time. I have a belief in Tyler Glasnow that he's going to make the changes necessary to get himself back into this level here, where he is allowing a decent home run rate. It's not very good. But it's not 3.8 either. That's going to come back to the mean. Hopefully that walk rate does too, 7.0. Again, that's not necessarily bad luck. He's a wild pitcher. But he's more in the 4.5 to 4 walks per 9 range, not 7. Sorry, you bugging. It is 5:30, so that is close to a certain time. But anyway, so again, I don't see anybody here. Let's sort by the high ERAs. Glasnow, even that 7.55. 7.55 is still bad, but it's almost 3 runs lower than the ERA. There's some smoothing out to be done there. I'm going to give him some more time. Miller isn't that much better than his ERA with his FIP. Again, it's because the walks and the home runs are very high. Do I have a belief that he can smooth that out? Yes, especially because his movement and control are actually a lot better. And he was so good last year at both marks. I'm sticking with him. It's too early to make a judgment. Guzman has a 5 ERA. He's got a 4.04 FIP. That tells me he's fine. The only thing that's going a little high right now is the walk rate's out of control at 5.8, and maybe a lot of those scored. I could go through the game logs and kind of figure it out. But it's a fair assumption that that's burning him a bit, and if he gets back toward his normal walk levels, I think we'll be fine. And sometimes he can have issues. He's a 48 control. That means in a season you can get a really, 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 really bad walk rate, or you can spike a decent one. That's the beauty of this simulator. They're not saying that this is exactly what they're going to get. These are almost like probability measures of like, okay, he's probably going to have a crummy walk rate. Every once in a while, you're going to spike a good one, stuff like that. So you can't look at it in whole terms, especially in small samples of 16 and 2/3, 18 and a third, and even 45 innings is a small sample. So all in all, not worried about the pitching. Even somebody like my boy El Duque here, whose FIP is actually higher. Char, what are you doing? I think she might have just gotten in my duffel bag. What a weird dog. Yeah, it's a little bit higher than his 4.99 ERA. Not worried. Overall, bottom line, to rehash it, not worried. I think I know what she's doing. There's probably like the smallest microcrumb of food behind the garbage can, and there's this very small opening between the garbage can and the wall. It's like up against the wall, but you can kind of nuzzle your stupid snout back there if you're an idiot dog. And that's what she's trying to do, and I'm hearing the Char. Stop. You're wild. You're going to have to wait another 10, okay? I know what you're all about right now. Anyway, so there's the pitching. I'm happy with it. We've made a lot of changes. I think this is coming together well. I mean, just putting it in a basic idea. You know, a gold doesn't inherently mean it's a great card or anything, but we've turned this, this is again a $10 team that we've turned into a team of all golds and 3 silvers. So 10 golds and 3 silvers on the pitching staff. That's pretty good. That's pretty good to evolve into that, I think, after 4 seasons, 4+ at this point. That's not bad. And it's not like I'm scouting the market aggressively all the time, like trying to be like, I got to flip this to get the highest rated card. I'm trying out different cards. We're doing different things. So you can build the team on a low budget or a no budget. You don't even have to put money in. But with this $10 team, that's not much. That was a little starter to get going, be able to buy a few extra good players off rip. And I think we've evolved it nicely. Let's go on to the hitting side. Now this, I need to start, I think I need to start kind of elevating the hitting a bit. I think the pitching has gotten the bulk of the attention as far as the upgrades go. And it's time to really start to transition the offense up a bit into some higher caliber cards. Or run strong platoons where you have basically a diamond caliber player on each side at a few key spots for silver level prices. I need to commit one way or the other on that, or maybe a mix of both, but I need to be more firm. Right now I'm trying to get a bunch of guys who play both sides, who can hit righties, lefties, couple platoons, but we've got 5 gold, what's that, 7 silver, and a bronze. So, it's time to turn up a little bit. But let's take a look at how the team is performing. At catcher, we have Surhoff and Rodriguez. Rodriguez, I think, I know they don't have monthly stats, but if these teams had like monthly ratings, like it said, just like a whole number under position, it was like month, and it listed months, his April and May would be off the charts. I swear this card's off to a great start every single season. But we're going to ride the hot hand. We're actually going to flip their playing time here. We are going to make a little bit of an overreaction because I don't think that Surhoff is toast and can't come out of this funk that he's in. So, I put overreaction in quotes because I don't really think it's that crazy of a move. Let's just ride the Ellie wave right now and see where it goes. It's not like he has some crazy BABIP. 306 is not crazy at all. That doesn't mean that just because you don't have a crazy BABIP, you're not playing above your head. But it's not something that is like, holy crap, this is going to fall apart. A big part of it is the fact that he has more walks than strikeouts, which you'll see there, 13-12. Let's see if we won a game here. I usually record these after the day is over, so we don't usually get games while recording. Pulled a dub. Let's go. 3 under now from 500. Let's get it going. Bonds did a little something. We're going to talk about Bonds. JD went yard. Figgins went yard. His 5th. Okay. Bonds got caught. Wilbur Wood with the shutty. That's what you like to see. That's some good stuff right there. All right, back to the offense. First base, we've got Alan Craig not doing his thing. Now, he's been such a consistently strong player. Now, he is slowly coming down a bit from rookie to Stone and 2 years in iron. He was steady as 2 years in iron. We're still in iron. It's a reasonable consideration, expectation, I should say, that he's going to get back on track. I'm sticking with him right now. I don't see a lot of reason to panic with Alan Craig. At second base, we got Marte starting and Doran backing up. Yeah, I mean, this is in the range for Marte, and this is the spot I'm going to be looking to upgrade more severely than just like a Bill Doran, who actually, I mean, I should give him a full go. If I'm going to move off of Marte, maybe giving Doran just a full-scale go to see what's what might be worth it. I mean, this is something about silvers versus the silver versus gold versus bronze, the tier talk, though. I understand why this card is rated higher than Marte. He's got speed and defense to burn. But for what we're looking at, making a simple judgment that because Doran's 5 points higher at 84 to 79, is he a better player? I don't know, because we don't have the speed, but he's a solid base runner. He can steal a little bit. The defense isn't great, but you can hide a bit at second base, and the offense for Marte is just better. So I think right now I'm not really looking at second base as like I got to upgrade the defense. So if I do move off of Marte, I don't think it's actually going to be for Doran. As I kind of talk through it, I'm like, maybe not. Yeah, he's never really a good defender, which I don't expect. That's fine. I forget why I picked up Doran. I think I picked up Doran on the cheap when I got Bip, maybe. And then I kind of held him, and then I brought him up. Bip didn't do anything. I gave Bip 4 or 5 months. It was August, September. July, August by the time I moved on. But he just wasn't getting it going. We got Biggins at third. Sabo was really mad that he lost his job. And Figgins wasn't great last year. But that's by OPS Plus at 94. He still put up a win and a half in 120 games. That's not too bad. And I don't judge... player types do require some finesse when you're analyzing them. I don't judge Figgins so firmly off of OPS Plus because his power is not expected. Now, the fact that he's had great power this year, already has 5 homers, that's a boon. But that is never an expectation. So, because OPS favors, power guys so nicely, I look at him and I say, he was getting on base at a 353 clip, playing solid defense, and batting near the bottom of the lineup. He was doing his job last year. So I didn't have any problems with him. Actually, his defense was a little sus, but not egregious. I do expect stronger defense, though, than what he was offering. And Sabo there, just capably backing up. He can play against lefties. He's a good bit better against lefties. Great speed, great defense off the bench. He's been a trooper. He's been hanging in there. He's kind of vacillating between a low end starter and a great bench guy. That's kind of where he lives. He's off to a good start right now. Decent season last year. He had that strong debut for us, but maybe Rookie League is kind of where he caps out. Maybe Stone League if you stick with him, but it might be time to move on from him even as a bench guy. But as I say that, I feel like no, I can stretch bench out of him. I can probably improve these fielding grades too and turn him into a defensive stud everywhere, which maybe I should be doing, and that would make his presence on the team a bit more defensible. And frankly, it would probably make Doran redundant, except that Doran switch hits. So it's balancing there. It's really balancing between the two. I wonder, see if I can get Doran's defense built up a little bit at some different spots, and then he and Sabo kind of race. Anyway, let's move to the outfield. Shortstop. Marcus Semien, whom I'm a huge fan of. He kind of is what he is, though, right? 2 just stone cold average seasons. 2.5 wins, that's perfectly solid. 98, 97 with the bat, that's perfectly solid. It's not special, though. And, he joined the team late in 23, beasted for a little bit, small sample, didn't make too much of it. Even this year, he's right back. This is where he lives, kind of at that even level. Isn't there another Semien for 19 only on the market? 400, whatever. There is. Let's see how this compares. Wait, so the defense is worse? Based on 19 only? Are you serious? Nah. Dude, that's whack. Well, never mind. Never mind on that. I knew I'd seen it in the market, but I hadn't really investigated the card, but... What? No. If you're going to base it off of a scope of years, I understand why his live series isn't quite where his current day is. But to do a card based off of 19 and have the defense down there, I get that his air and his range are solid, but his arm and turn DP, I don't find his arm to be a problem. The hitting I felt like would be better too, and even that's underwhelming. So anyway, right now, live series Semien can stick around. His defense is okay. You know, it's getting us by at short. He does need to bat in the lower third. I think we'll keep him there for now and kind of go from there. Now let's get into the outfield here. So Kirk Gibson was a newcomer to the squad last year. We got him. He played 133 games. Put up a win and a half.
Not great, Bob.
I think I played it once. Sometimes when you hit the Streamlabs or the Stream Deck, the push to turn it on, I don't know if that plays it or not, but hopefully I didn't play the drop twice because I don't have my headphones on. Anyway, it really wasn't that great. The leash is shortening quickly with this card. I got it out of nostalgia. I was a Tigers fan. I'm a Tigers fan growing up. I was a Kirk Gibson guy. I know even when he went to LA, I didn't have that like hate for him or anything. I was young, so I was just like, oh man, there goes our guy. And then he wins MVP. He's got the home run. And, you know, so I wanted to give him a shot. And I thought he could give the offense a shot, pun intended. I was really looking for some big power. And it just hasn't been there. And I don't know if there's another Kirk Gibson or not. If there's a Tigers one. But I don't know, man. I don't know if this is working. I don't know if this relationship's working out. Maybe he just needs to be straight platoon, but even that is a little bit underwhelming at 111. I was hoping for something more. That's the tough part with these avoid Ks guys, though, with these big strikeout guys. Low avoid Ks, I should say. They just can be tanked. They can just be so bad for such a long period of time. Let's see. Do I have custom? I need to do my custom one from the office out here because I like it a lot better. Just all my views, not just this one. Where is BB percentage and then WRC plus? As I mentioned on a previous video, WRC plus and OPS plus aren't that different. So making major distinctions between the two, I don't think you necessarily need to. I'm a Fangraphs guy. We do WRC plus. It's a little bit more precise. It's whatever. I don't want to freak out. I don't want to like make a huge deal about it. Like, you're using OPS plus? Gross, dude. I mean, you can look, right? They're not that different. I think I say ours because I work for Fangraphs. I think ours does a little bit tighter calculations on like the league context and the home park. They're like a little bit more updated because it came out after OPS plus. So you're talking a couple points difference. But I just put it on there, and then I put the K percentage and walk percentage because I can view that better. I've never been mathematically like super inclined to be like looking at 86 walks and 412 plate appearances and just know the percentage off rip. And like I can figure it out. I'm not that stupid. I mean, I kind of am. But like the people that can just look, I got a buddy, and unsurprisingly, he's an elite at fantasy. He just looks at, you tell him it. You say, hey, 84 walks, 432 plate appearances. What kind of walk rate is that? And he'll tell you right away. What did I say? 89 and 432? He'd be like, oh, it's probably like a 20, 21%. Just off rip, dude. Sorry, I am looking at my phone. I apologize. I'm just, I got food coming that kind of timed with the end of this video. So I'm just making sure. It's kind of like a time check, so I apologize for the rudeness there. But let's get back into the outfield here because it is going to be here in a little bit of a short time. But we have enough time to finish the outfield and then talk about where we want to go. And I'm not going to buy any players today. I'm actually going to leave it up to y'all, which means we're going to have to be more vague about what we go after because I don't want to get committed and say, let's go after this player, and then he's not on the market. So I will need participation in the comments after this if you guys are interested. I'm not trying to force comments, but if you guys want to participate, you can let me know what you think once we get there. So, Bonds, maddening. So maddening. Obviously, it's Barry Bonds. I like Barry Bonds. I know the stuff that he did. I don't deny that he cheated and took PEDs, all that. I don't care is the thing. Because I don't think that he and Roger Clemens and like a few others should wear the entire steroid era on their shoulders. So if you want to be everything and get after everybody who did PEDs and not put Bud Selig in the Hall of Fame, you can talk to me and I'll start to listen a bit. But if you want to be Mr. Pick and Choose who you dislike, but you still like Jason Giambi or you like Andy Pettitte, that's not a shot at Yankees fans. It's just two guys I thought of. Or you like this guy who did it, this guy, but not Bonds, but not Clemens because they were surly. I got no time for that. So anyway, that's my Bonds thing. I like Barry Bonds. He comes out of the gate firing. He started off so slowly that 226 was actually an improvement from where he was, but he got 3.5 wins. We're happy. He tanks the following season. I'm like, dude, I should maybe just get rid of him. We're moving up to iron, and I kind of wanted to move on. I actually put him in a bench role. I moved off of him. He performed, put up a win and a half and 184 plate appearances. That's pretty good. All right, there's a line. We bought some extra time. Sorry, I'm getting tacos. Cinco de Mayo, Taco Tuesday. I feel like you gotta kind of mesh the two there. So anyway, put him in a bench role. Started to give him some more playing time last year because he started on fire. And he came back down to earth, ended up with a decent season, and now in the tank again. I think it's time. I think that even a bench... Okay, that's ugly. That's too cluttered. By the way, I hate... One thing I really don't like is the decimal. It doesn't add any extra. The precision that a decimal adds in these stats is so meaningless. 25.5 to 26, that doesn't change your thought on the player one freaking iota. Nothing. It does absolutely nothing. That precision matters zero. If I say that he had 26 this year, 25 this year, you do not think that was an improvement. Your opinion is not really changed any more than it would be to see that it was 25.5 to 25.3. Diatribe over. I hate it. It's worthless, and it clutters up stuff like that. So let's go here and look at it. I think we can do last year. And he did a 24% last year, but with a 14% walk rate. So that worked. Can we do 2 years ago? And Bonds was at 24%. That led our team. That was in the good year. So even in the good times, he's striking out too much. And I mentioned this with Gibson. The avoid Ks, the big strikeout guys who, again, have a low avoid Ks, that's just bad. That's just a problem. Wait a minute. Pardon me. I'm not going to deal with this now, but I think some shenanigans is occurring. And again, I apologize for the rudeness. I am trying to keep an eye on potential food coming with regards to... Okay, never mind. I think I figured it out. Sorry, I apologize. A good YouTuber would edit that out of the video. An idiot will leave it in and allow you to see this guy's a clown. Anyway, back to the outfield. Sorry, we keep going back and forth. I think Bonds is done. What do you guys think? Obviously, I'm going to take him out of the starting lineup here. I'll put Selkirk in, who himself has been pretty disappointing. I'll keep letting Bonds mix in some time. I'll even get him in left field. Like, I'll get him, some decent opportunities here to try to turn it around, but he's going to have to catch fire. I don't have a lot of belief in him to the point where I'm not even going to make him our top pinch hitter. We do have a shoot ton of speed on the bench. I don't know why I said shoot ton, like I don't swear on this channel. He had a shit ton of speed. We got a shit ton of speed on the bench. So I think I'm out on Bonds. Again, I don't even think... Maybe our fourth outfielder. I could be convinced on that because of the speed and the defense at all three spots pushing up to usefulness. I think the left and center could even go higher, to be honest. Actually, no, he defaults at center, so maybe the left field could go up more if he played there. But there's just not enough here. Low contact and low avoid Ks, that's a recipe for disaster. And if we move up next season, I just don't see how he can hold his own. So I'm thinking of getting rid of him all told. I think he still goes for a decent amount for a silver. Let me test that theory. That's 15 hundo, and he's in the... Yeah, we could probably get like 9 hundo for him, which isn't too bad for a silver. Put that into our bank. We've got some other stuff to sell too. I think I still have... Is this a team with max freed? Yeah, I still got max freed to sell. I got all these silvers. We can boost up the... we can boost up the bankroll here once I get to cleaning out the inventory. So I think Bonds is done. Podsednik, he's kind of found his role as well. And it's as a pretty good player because his bat doesn't have to carry the profile. As you can see here, he was just below average and a little bit above, and he put up 4 and 5 win seasons. That was after the big 6 win season in 2023. He's off to an okay start this year. Nothing terrible. Nothing I'm concerned about. He's speed, contact, great defense. Honestly, the real goal in the short term here, let's say in the next like 2 to 3 videos, would be to transform the outfield to where Bonds is gone and Podsednik is the 4th outfielder. And he's subbing in and he's pinch hitting and he's pinch running as opposed to Bonds. But we do need some more outfield to fix that. Next up, JD. He's not an outfielder, but he obviously qualifies under there. He's been our designated hitter for a while. And I've got a soft spot for JD. I'm a big Tigers fan, as I mentioned earlier, and I've just liked JD since he broke out with the Tigers. I think I got to kind of get over that. Again, I think in a perfect world, he's a bench bat. I think our perfect bench is, what do we got, 4 spots? 1, 2, 3, 4. Backup catcher, backup infielder, backup outfielder. So we'll say Ellie/BJ, whatever we do at catcher. Bill Dorn or Sabo, Podsednik, and JD. So we got a true elite bat off the bench. By the way, that didn't stick from earlier. Was there another change I was making that didn't get in there? So we got backup catcher, elite fielding infielder, elite fielding outfielder to cover, and with a little bit of bat for both of them and speed, but then just a premium hitter. And I know he hasn't been premium, but in pinch hitting spots, I think that's a nice bat to bring off the bench, particularly against lefties, but even against righties. We're noticing a trend though, right? Because I think even Selkirk, yep, I have too many guys who strike out in the outfield, and that's causing a problem. So we need, even Podsednik is not devoid of strikeouts. So I think we need to fully, I don't want to say revolutionize, that's not really the right word. We need to transform the outfield. I think it's come time that we really need to transform that and kind of figure it out. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and submit. Just I'm always like what is the word, like chronically submitting. Let's go look at the outfield a bit and talk about the outfield market again in more general terms, because we don't know what's going to be available, and I want to get some thoughts from y'all. So I'm going to filter out non-live cards right now, not because I wouldn't get them, but because I will look at them separately and maybe put in the description or talk about it on stream of the ones that I'd be interested in getting. Because I don't, they clutter up the search. Come here, come on. I know it's getting time. So I'm gonna put a 6,000 budget on, but that's just gonna bring in enough guys. I think this works for the search there, where you get left field, right field, and center. Did that work, or are these all just right fielders? No, it's all of them. I did it. Genius. All right, so I guess these are the high dollar ones. That's fine. Let me do this. Let me do buy now, ascending. Let's start cheap and kind of look at the more expensive one. Baines and Buhner. Well, Baines is out. He doesn't play any defense, and he doesn't hit well enough to want to take him on. For some reason in my mind, I thought he was a switch hitter, not a shortstop. Carlos May, I already see your avoid Ks. Get out of here. John Briggs. Well, I mean, we're leaning avoid Ks here. We want some guys that can hit a bit better without striking out. In fact, I'm going to bump this up to 84. Arbitrary, but that's what I'm doing. Shark, come here. Homer Smoot. What a name. Please tell me you don't strike out. Bastard. And your defense is laughably bad. I've looked at this Ken Harrelson before, haven't I? I know it's going to be the more expensive guys that don't strike out. When was he this bad defensively? I guess he was older at this point. Wait, didn't he play into the 90s? How old was he in 88? He played till 95. I mean, I guess that's, yeah. 36. Had a hell of a season that year, though. Was he terrible defensively? He was pretty bad. But damn if I'm not interested in that card. I bet his arm was still pretty decent, though. Unless something happened. I don't know his injury history. I remember him as a childhood player that I really liked, but not the specifics of like what injury and surgeries he may have had. I know this name, but I do not know this player. Like, I know Darren Jackson as a player on the Padres from the 90s, but I cannot tell you this player type at all because this is not the profile I expected. So whoever I had in my mind's eye, it ain't that guy. Beals Becker, what a name. God, why does everybody strike out? You guys are bastards. Richie Zisk. Bunch of b-holes. I mean, this power's cool and all, but what about not striking out? Now, I can take a 50 with such a great eye. I'm kind of intrigued by Jimmy Barrett. I'll write him down as at least a consideration. I wrote a bunch of names on a piece of paper there, and I can't not tell you what the link is to those guys. By the way, if you have any recommendations that you're seeing, and let's kind of keep it at, I put 6,000 just to get a bunch of guys listed to get some ideas, but I'd probably be looking at like 35 max for like, we're going to only do one replacement at a time. Like, I can't retool the entire outfield here. We're probably looking for Selkirk's replacement. Now, that said, I can basically replace Selkirk himself. That's seashells by the seashells. That's a tongue twister. And then get the next guy. Like, but I'm only going to do one right now, so I'm not going to flood and be like, tell me the 10 guys that you like. We're going to kind of focus on one here. I know JD probably struck out a bit. Damn. I love the eye, though. Tell you what, I would consider it. 40, never mind. No, I can't. I can't bitch for 20 minutes about strikeout guys and then take a sub 50. I can't. Like, that is the definition of stupidity. Tell me Ron Gant doesn't strike out too much. I know he does. I don't care. Anything 50 and above, we're looking at. If the rest of the profile, or if the nostalgia is hard enough. Because this profile isn't that good, but the nostalgia hits. So I'll put Ron Gant, Jimmy Barrett, Bob serving them fools up. Nope, serving up strikeouts like a dick. Yo, this George Burns. Yo, okay. I'm gonna keep an eye on this Burns. I gotta say real quick. I know I'm just going completely against what I said earlier about how I want to get y'all involved, so I'm not buying anybody. But if a card jumps out that's like too good to be true, I'm gonna jump on it, and then the next outfielder will be more of our project together. Tell me I'm not getting this Cliff Floyd. He's got 51. He just makes the cut. I love Cliff Floyd, dude. He's such a monster. That hitting is so good, too. So 51 is still problematic. It is, but it's our cutoff. We got a bunch of sub 50 guys on the team. Did I look at Kemp already? Yeah, he's at 50. It's actually not too bad. But I'm also kind of looking at splits. And so if they're way below. All right, that was a check-in from my food. We got a little bit more time here. What are we coming up on? Oh, we're coming up on 40 minutes here. Okay, your boy been taking a while. This Birdie Cree. Again, the 50 isn't that great, but the rest kind of makes up for it. The other problem with like Gibson and Selkirk was they had great power, but that was really it. They look a lot like some of these other guys here that we've been looking at, like this. Or not even that. Never mind. That's too good. Like this, kind of. And even that would be lower. That's what Gibson's out here looking like. Sixto Lescano. I'm familiar with this name. That's why Sixto Sanchez never stuck out to me as like a crazy cool name. Like, it is cool. It's cool. But it didn't hit the way it does for some that don't know who Sixto Lescano is. Oh, never mind. He has a 48. Damn it. I got hypnotized by the teal and blue here. Does Deerfoot strike out? A little bit. Yo, Deerfoot, why are you striking out so much, dog? I know you're fast as hell, but chill. Let's get Bobby Murcer. Okay. This is not too bad. Bobby Murcer. Okay. Look at a couple more guys here. Oh, yo, Harry Rice. What a name, by the way. I got to put a bid on him. I don't know if I want to buy him outright at 4,400. But then I start to think, like, is 600 worth, like, really picking nits over, so to speak? I know his defense is kind of trash. I think I'm going to plop him in left. Move Gibby to right. Dude, I want this card. That might be the one that I just buy and then we pick the next guy in chat or in comments. Oh, I was just about to say, by the way, that Veda Pinson cards, I've known them to be strong in the past. I don't mind this player type. This player type can spike some big seasons to where even their power kind of plays up and they hit, 25 homers with great average. They don't strike out much. They don't walk a lot. But when they hit that big BABIP season, their average can be off the charts, and they're putting the ball in play a ton. Pinson is a consideration. All right, I'm starting to put some stars next to some guys that I'm more interested in. Flick. That Flick be hitting. Flick looking real nice, y'all. Dick Wakefield. Wait, did I go to page 3? Nope, did not. I know this Josh Hamilton strikes out a lot. I just want to look at it. 52 fits our threshold, though. I'm just saying. Carl Reynolds kind of nice with it, too. Okay, we got some good options. Here. Mel Ott in the cut. Bruh. He's only 5 Gs because he's a collection. So he's way underpriced for what he is. Like, that's the thing with these cards. People judge too much off price, and they're like, oh, he must be trash because he's a cheap diamond. No, it's supply and demand matters, too. People do this in MLB The Show all the time. And I'm not strawmanning. It happens. You see it on Twitter, in Twitch chats, on message boards, and it's just like, no, like, I understand that you might initially think that, but then you got to look deeper and be like, no, where does this card come from? It's cheap for this reason. Now, this Winfield can play some. Now, that Winfield I'm interested in. Now, we're starting to bump up in price here, so obviously these cards are getting better, but this can be our centerpiece. Yo, Riggs. Riggs is looking really good. All right. I've been looking at enough here. We're just going to end up getting like 50 names at that point. So I guess what I want to know from y'all, more so than anything else, damn, flip these, dude. Flip these. That would be perfect. So instead of looking at specific, unless one of these really jumps out at you, and I guess we'd have to hope that they're available George Burns, Cliff Floyd, Harry Rice, Elmer Flick, Veda Pinson, and Mel Ott were the ones that really jumped out. Ron Gant, too. I like Ron Gant. And the Rick Stevenson. Again, too many names now. What I really am interested in from y'all, we have 76 hundo. Selkirk, going to be sold Kirk pretty soon. For sure. Got to move on from him. Paid like 2 something for him. I'm going to take a little bit of a hit on it. That's fine. If I get 1750 thereabouts, I'm good with that. So let's just do some loose math here. And then we'll get a G for Freed. Let's just, call it that. And then, honestly, let's just say that let's just be conservative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I got 10, 4, 16 right now. 11, we'll say by 300. Conservatively, we get like 300 per on all those. We're building the bankroll back up. It's going to be around 14, 15,000. I can sell some of these too. I really need to clear this out. So we're going to have enough to afford that. So we're going to buy a premium guy who's going to be 5 or lower. It could be a little bit over 5. I think that Melot's like 5,300. He's going to go, whoever we get is probably going to go into left if they're defensively challenged, or right if they're good enough. So they're going to go into a corner outfield. Selkirk out. Gibson has his last stand here over today and tomorrow to kind of figure out if he's going to be able to stick around. What can we get for him? Get another 2 Gs for Gibson. So I think we can get 2 expensive guys. That's all we really need right now. So I think we can get 2 5,000-ish type players for the outfield. So, of some of those names that we looked at, who are you guys interested in? That's what I want to know from you. You want to go Mel Ott, Dave Winfield? You want to get that the Burns, the Harry Rice? Like, who were some of the names? Or do you have recommendations of guys who you've seen regularly? Honestly, if you're going to recommend a specific name, try for it to be somebody who you see on the market with some regularity. Because if it's somebody that you've only seen a couple times, I probably won't be able to find them. So if you want to list multiple names that you're interested in, that would help as well. I know it's difficult to specify names. But do you guys like the direction that I'm going to go, where I'm going to focus more on avoiding the Ks, get a little bit of that volatility taken out of our lineup, get some guys who can hit a little bit more consistently to go with our speed and defense elsewhere on the field and kind of generate this offense? Because I think the offense is probably what's holding us back. I know some of the pitching was struggling, but I bet it's performing better right now overall. Pitching war is 11th. Batting war is 10th. Okay, so they're about the same. Neither's been particularly good. But when I looked over the pitching, I didn't have many concerns. Whereas a lot of the struggling hitters did offer legitimate concerns. By the way, did we win our last game? We did. Let's go, baby. Bonds went yak. So that's what I'm looking at. What you guys think about that with the new with the new outfield game plan, and who you like in this higher end here. It doesn't have to be the most expensive guys, that Cliff Floyd, that Ron Gant, but then we can, if we do a cheaper one, say like a 3,000 and below for one of the spots, then we can probably jump up a bit on the second spot. We can spend some coin here, and if we're looking for a nice diamond, I think now is the time to put a solid diamond in the outfield. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here. This one got a little bit longer than expected. Isn't that how it always goes? I should have said that's what she said. Damn it. Anyway, gotta go feed this one. She's ready for me to end this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will do another one this week. For those of you that follow my Twitch stream, I kind of hit a little bit of a wall last week, and I just took a couple days off, and that included YouTube, so that's why there was only one video last week on the $10 team. March to October is coming up as well. But anyway, I gotta get going, gotta feed this one, eat my dinner, and we're streaming the Sandlot OOTP tournament tonight on twitch.tv/Spore. Peace.